Top of the morning, man. Top of the morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what I mean? Grateful for a whole another day. Gotta express gratitude for the day. Got to. That's what we do. Gotta be grateful for all that. But the question becomes, what are we going to accomplish today? The answer to that is anything we want to. Why? Because we being positive, be grateful for the day, and we got the time and energy to do it. We up and ready to get at it. We're ready to have a great business day. We're ready to have great school days, regular days, travel days. We ready for it all. Yes, we are. We most definitely are. Right? Because we got the tools to use, the mindset, and the ability. Got up this morning to another great workout. For sure. I love it, man. I got to come out here and get it, man. That's part of getting my peace. Part of getting my peace, man. Get your day started, blood pumping. It gets you everything you need to get going. That's what it gets. You got to have it. Man. Top it off with a nice big drink. No, you got to take a look and self-reflect and look at your progress. How things go from good to great. Because they do. I don't mind, dude. And yours should as well. You know, establishing good communication. Establishing a peace that can't be broken. Because that's important. When you're in a state of chaos and you ain't got no peace mentally, you're not going to be able to accomplish too much. Because your mind is in turmoil. Even though we wrestle with the high and the low every day. Even though it's a fight with the flesh every day. But you got to calm and have that peace in order to get through your day. Let that sink in. They always say you got to, try to get you a peace of mind. Let's listen to it. Peace of the mind. Just the word "the" not missing. Why you got to have it is because thought is the cause of it all. Before there's an action, there's a thought. And I don't know if you've been told or if it's been taught to you. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you did it in thought, it's just as much as you did it in action. Why? It's because thought is the cause of it all. So to change your way of thinking is a must. Let that sink in. When you raise your thoughts, you raise your awareness. When you raise your thoughts, you begin to see better. And no matter what's going on around you, you got to block out the million noise and confusion and chaos of other things and go get it. That's what you got to do. You be in these work establishments and you come across people and they got an attitude, and you know what I mean? You can't have an attitude with them because you can't accomplish nothing. When you get frustrated, you can't be frustrated. Some people are just the way they are. They're going through some things too. You just don't know it. It happens. That's when you got to exercise your 5 principles. A lot of people think that you have to meet aggression with aggression. You don't. Aggression don't always cause to be able to meet it with aggression. Because sometimes a person is aggressive because you think they are. Because you don't understand the type of individual that you may be dealing with. Some people might just be aggressive because they feel like they got to protect themselves. So, you know, there's a misconception a lot of times that you have to do that because you don't. Because sometimes, when meeting aggression with aggression, it kills the principle of peace. Because everybody's comprehension skills of them being able to comprehend or understand will turn into a misunderstanding. That's what it turned into. And that's something you have to understand. And that's one of the misconceptions in life that people don't understand. A lot of times it's a defense mechanism. It is. It's a defense mechanism. And why is it a defense mechanism? Because some people don't know or be able to see any different than what they're saying. So you have to do that person, whoever that may be, some justice. Why? It's because it become an unjust situation for you. Notice I said for you, not for them. So the idea of meeting aggression with aggression is a bad idea. You got to think about why this person is that way. Because you're dealing with them. So why not? You know, that's one of the things about these 5 principles, man. These 5 principles will lead you a long way. Especially when you exercise the principle of truth. You exercise that principle of truth, who can beat you? Can't nobody beat you when you exercise the principle of truth. Why? It's because you live your truth. And what they say, the truth don't need no support. When you live in your truth, you don't need no support for that. Let that sink in. And what I mean by living your truth is when you exercise these things, you get these lessons and you build within yourself and you start being what you know and not what you told, then guess what? You're living your truth. How about that? You ever thought about it? When you exercise the principle of freedom, because you exercise the principle of truth once you discovered all these things, being what you know and not what you told, now you exercising the principle of freedom. And when you exercise them too, when you got them down and you apply the principle of peace. Notice I said apply the principle of peace in your life. Nothing can disrupt it. When you exercise the principle of love, which is one of the strongest principles known to man, as well as one of the first principles they were speaking about in the Bible, how love was brought. So it ain't by chance that it's one of the strongest principles that it exists. It's what we must apply. And guess what? Justice don't always mean to catch you in a bad way. So when I say justice must take its course, I don't mean it happens in a bad way. It means that just things happen to you. It means that just things happen to you. And when just things happen to you, it's a beautiful thing. I always stress these things, man, and I haven't moved past these subjects because these are real important subjects that go through everyday life, that everybody doesn't have these lessons to apply. Everybody don't know these principles, and everybody think that, I'm not going to say everybody thinks, but people have the merely idea that they've been taught a lot of things. A lot of things. A lot of things. But you got to teach you. That's one thing I noticed in my times, in my studies, in my travels, that wasn't taught. That's just like financial freedom is not taught in schools. The basics in schools and stuff like that get taught are not financial freedom. That's why a lot of things that we was taught, that's why a lot of things that we thought growing up that we were taught in school was securing us for our futures. You know, when they ask you in school, oh, what you want to be? You tell them what you want to be. But they only gave you the basics, but they never prepared you for the world of financial freedom. They never gave you that. And that's for real, that's really what's missing in schools, man, being taught how to be financially free. Because the average school, they're not teaching you in school by the time you leave the 12th grade. They're not teaching you in schools how to read income statements, financial statements, cash flow statements, balance sheets. They ain't teaching you that. They're not teaching you that. They're not teaching you how to let your money work for you. And to a degree, it's true, they teaching you how to be an employee, because when they teach you how to be an employee, they're asking you, what do you want to be? That means what type of employee you want to be. Let that sink in. The school system are grooming you to be an employee unless you have the aspirations of being an entrepreneur, being an owner. Then you did. Now, I'm not saying that it's not good to be an employee, because you got to learn somewhere. You have to have experience somewhere. You do. You have to have experience somewhere. So being an employee is an investment. It's an investment into your future of learning. See, a job is just not for financial purposes. You get a job to learn. I know people thinking, oh my goodness, why would he say that? Why would he say a job is not just for financial things, it's just to learn? Because it is. If you don't learn nothing at your job, you can't excel. If you don't learn it at your job, you ain't gonna help nobody else. And if you don't learn anything at the job, you're not gonna be able to take a skill nowhere to put in your toolbox to take anywhere else that make you a success anywhere else. Let that sink in. So you must take the basics of what the schools teach you until such time they change these things about schools to be able to teach you how to let your money work for you. How to not just be an employee, but use these skills in here, or be able to learn financial futures and things to be able to be an entrepreneur and be able to contribute to the business sector of your city or state. because that's what they're looking for now. Small business and things that contribute to the economy. Even though the economy's kind of crazy right now. Even though they got this I-82 thing going on and these small restaurants things that I read the other day, probably not going to be able to hold up. But still, don't let that deter you. You got to be able to accomplish these things and gain these things and realize that being an employee, ain't nothing wrong with being an employee, but you got to go past being an employee. Do you realize that most employees in these places don't know everything about their jobs and will be stuck in a job because they don't take what they have, their skills and stuff that they gain, to be able to use it in a field just for them? And they may have attitudes because they ain't gone nowhere. Can't fault them because they don't know. Let that sink out. So, one thing for sure and two things for certain. That's all a part of studying self. Because these are all the things you didn't know. But when you study yourself and realize that when I was in school, or wherever the case may be, I learned this, but it only taught me how to be an employee. It only gave me the basics. It didn't give me everything else. But when you study self and master self and learn self, you begin to read other books and things and open your mind to other things that you needed, that you figured out, but I didn't get taught this, so now this is what it is. So now I'm being what I know because I know these things. Figure that out. Let it sink out. Got to go past the basics. But to be able to get past the basics, you got to be able to practice and learn and master self. So that you can be everything that you knew you can be. Ever thought about that? Let it sink out. And that's the beauty of it. It's the beauty of this thing, man. Because once you go from employee, you invested your time. And once you invest your time and you want to learn more, because you should, now you want to take your money and grow it. So what you do after that, take the money that you earn, because you earned the money, and you invested in something. You invested in your education, books, whatever you need. Once you go from your investment, you can always think about joining the sector, because there's always a business or something out there needed. But you can't do that if you don't know who you are, or what you going, or where you going. But I know you can do it. It ain't hard. You just gotta apply maximum effort to it. Heck of a subject today, ain't it? I figure I'd throw it in. Because them things you pick up as employees and these other tools and things you pick up are all going in your tool bag to fit the pieces of the puzzle of life you want to live. But gaining your mental peace is important to your, is paramount. Paramount. But what I say is always remember, never give up. The Creator never gave up on you. And being as though the Creator never gave up on you, you shouldn't give up either. Because you're up, you're out, you're moving, You're able. Let's get it. Never give up. What was your thought?